Hey guys, my name is Athendor Gaming, and welcome to Rimworld. Today we're going to be doing a very exciting challenge run. We are on Rimworld version 1.0, not the newly released 1.1 or the royalty expansion, because of our mods, a lot of which have not been updated yet to 1.1. We're going to scroll through real quick just in case anybody is curious what we're running. And if you have any recommendations for additional mods, I'd love to hear them. But that's what we got for right now. So here's our custom challenge run start, and here are the rules. No technology past medieval level. We have a mod that disables it, so it's not even an option. No electricity, no turrets, no refrigeration of food, no freezers of any kind for anything, and no basic fine survival or lavish meals. We have to use modded meals with more specific or complex ingredients. The more we can do so, the better. And no starting gear except for 400 pemmican and 200 steel. We'll start with 3 people. We're going to do Maynard Medieval because he's nice and thematic, and also he has an amazing crow raven. I don't know how to tell the difference. And we're going to go on to the highest difficulty we can. And we're going to pick a nice randomized seed here. Settlement. Why not? So for our starting location, we're really angling for somewhere that's pretty cold because that'll give us a nice good challenge. We're angling for somewhere that doesn't have a year-round growing season. We want some mountains, some water. So something... that's a little too cold, I think. Average of 29. Average of 32 is closer. I don't know. I do like the idea of like a settlement beside this like giant mountain lake, though. Why not? Let's go for it. Alright, mountainous terrain. Limestone, granite, and slate. Unfortunately, no marble, but that's fine. Average temperature of 29.8 degrees Fahrenheit, which is below freezing. A growing period of 20 out of 60 days. Decent rainfall, decent forage, animals can graze. Yep, this seems like our spot. So we're not going to use any of these people. We have some already prepared. Fiona, Darby, and Drang. So Fiona is our base. She's very good at social. Darby is a bit of a doctor. He has some medical skill and some crafting. See, here's Fiona's social. And then Drang is our shooter and also our researcher. Each one of these is a randomly generated person. I didn't set them up anything specifically for this or anything like that. I just saved them because they were all relatively young, relatively good health, and weren't all could haul or clean. So here we go. Here we are. This is our starting map. We look here, we can see got a bit of a coast up here, which is good. We could do some fishing. Got a nice little mountain here to defend ourselves with. Looks like a good map. Looks like a good map. So number one priority is we need to protect our pemmican, because if we let animals eat a bunch of our pemmican, we're going to be in big, big trouble. So I think we're literally just going to like build a tiny room here for pemmican storage just for the moment. Put a little stockpile in there. Now we don't start with anything. We don't start with clothing other than what they're wearing. No weapons. None of that. Just basic food and steel. And the reason we start with the steel is just because the mod that I have, which makes it so that you have to mine iron and turn it into steel, the basic building that allows you to turn iron into steel, the bloomery, is not working. So we're going to have to build a smeltery straight out. So that is the only reason we have that. We're going to put down a little dumping stockpile there. We're going to tell them to haul all this stuff up so that we can get a little bit of area cleared out. And then this pemmican is urgent. Got to get that stuff in there, put away so nobody can eat on it except us. Perfect. So first things first, we need to really worry about a couple things in this run. We need to worry about moods, because our people are going to be very unhappy for a very long time because we don't have food to boost their mood with. We need to worry about food rotting. So pemmican stays good for about a year, 1.2 years, a little over. But regular food does not. And the winter is coming, and it's going to be quite harsh. So we need to be thinking about what are we going to grow and how are we going to use it. Our number one goal here is to get some food out of the ground, because that pemmican is not going to last us even until winter. And we're trying to rely on fishing or hunting when the fish and the meat are going to go bad in the winter won't work either. So I think we're going to grow some rice here and here. And then we're going to grow some wheat. Actually, let's grow barley instead, because you can also make beer out of barley. Not that I think we'll be able to, but just in case. And we're also going to grow some carrots. So why not? They seem like a good enough place to start as any. We're also going to enclose off a little area for bedrooms and dining rooms. We want to try and go early individual bedrooms here. That's going to be real important for us because it's going to keep their mood up. We also need to be very wary of predators. Right now, a raid or an animal going crazy or anything would ruin us. We have literally no weapons. We would just have to punch them. And punching, like a wolf or something, I don't think is really going to go in our favor. We're going to make these a little bit shorter episodes. We're going to try and aim for like 15-20 minutes each episode. And that's simply because we want to make sure that this series moves pretty fast. Ultimate General Civil War is not going anywhere, but we're just going to have this as our B series, is the plan. So for weapons, we're going to make 3 short bows as soon as we can. And then we're going to just put down some sleeping spots in here for now. But we're going to put, we're probably going to use this as like a research room and a crafting room later on. So it is 70 degrees outside, which is not bad at all. We are the 2nd of Jugust, so it is summer right now. That is very concerning. We did not get a spring start. Oh, look, a kangaroo. How nice. That's kind of odd. I didn't really think kangaroos were like cold-weathered creatures. Anyways, yes, winter is coming very, very soon for us, and this is quite concerning. I think we're going to go ahead and get a table put down so we can avoid the dreaded, the horrific, inhuman 8 without table mood debuff. Just a cruel, unusual punishment. No human being deserves that. I mean, tables are just basic human rights. It's common sense, people. Get all that out of the way of the door. I'm going to tell them haul that urgently so the door is not held open. Haul that urgently. Darby's over here planting. Things are going well. We're getting some of these trees chopped down. So, funny story, my first ever run of Rimworld, way back in the alpha, I got up to 20 people in my colony. I had a huge colony on a completely open map, no mountain at all. I would just trade for steel with people because I couldn't buy it, like I couldn't mine it. I couldn't get it any other way. And I don't think he had yet implemented being able to break down weapons. And the way that my colony died was during a tribal raid. One tribal slipped through my defenses, lit a corner of my base on fire, and I had planted rows of trees down the edges of my base and had just made everything be like interconnected barracks blocks. So once one caught on fire, the whole base burnt down, and everybody who didn't die in the fire starved to death before I could get food production back up and running because they were all so hurt. It was a mess. So ever since then, I've really kind of tried to like chop down all the trees around my base. Sorry, Mother Nature, but you fooled me once. You won't fool me twice. Also, just the extra wood will be very helpful. We may consider moving these into multiple different stockpiles. We're going to go ahead and get Drang the short bow and Darby the other one. And then once we get this third one, we'll give it to Fiona. But this seems like a good little start. I like the aesthetic of the map. So our next priority is a research bench. So simple research bench. This room is going to be kind of cramped, but oh well. It's what we can do. We'll expand as we go along, and then after we get this done, then we're going to go for individual bedrooms and see if we can't get some bed rolls so they don't just have to sleep on the ground. So here is our research tab. We have a couple. You can see a couple of the mods. We have the VGP mod set. We have the vanilla expanded mod set, except for vanilla hair expanded, which just doesn't seem to agree with me. Stone cutting, I think, is the first tech we're going to go for. And the reason we're going to do that is because we need cut stone to produce an oven, which we need to bake. And baking is one of our most effective methods of food gathering. Now, this first year is going to be real touch and go, especially with how little food we have in the ground. You're like, but that's plenty of food. What are you talking about? But it really isn't. We're going to do potatoes here. That's going to be just fine. It really isn't enough food. Without refrigeration, one of the issues we're going to face is that food will rot away quickly unless it's freezing outside. And if it's freezing outside, then it's also going to be freezing inside, which means people are going to be very unhappy. So let's go ahead. We're going to plan out some bedrooms here. And we're just going to give like that. Sorry, I'm sure I'm triggering everybody right now with my inability to draw squares. And this one's going to be a different size. Sorry, everybody. And we're going to go ahead and get 3 bedrooms built. Definitely have to make sure, I believe it's Darby who's jealous, so I have to make sure he doesn't get the smaller bedroom. And we have some visitors. Does that person have throwing knives? Now, if you watch 1D2 Games, whose channel I'll link down in the description, he had a series where guys with throwing knives kept killing his people. It was pretty hilarious. He does some great Rimworld content, honestly, like goals. The guy is a legend. Highly, highly recommend if you're looking for quality YouTube Rimworld content. Like I said, look for a link to 1D2 Games channel in the description below. So, we're coming to the end of our first episode here. We've got just a little basic base setup, and we're going to name our people. So, we're going to be the challenged ones. And this settlement is going to be called Hungry Town, because we're going to be hungry as anything very, very, very soon. More than likely. But so far everything is going well. We are down to our last like half stack of pemmican. So pretty soon here we're gonna be in real bad shape. But that's okay. That's the challenge, right? So as soon as we get these floors laid down, we're going to take a pause here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new series on the channel, Rimworld Medieval Challenge Run. My name has been Athendor Gaming, and thanks for watching.